I'm waiting to see if they're connecting, if we're actually going live on any of these. Looks like Twitter, your personal,
Yep. Seeing mine back up.
LinkedIn, I love CVille.
All right, connection issues here with the internet service provider.
YouTube.
A one-time very reliable internet service provider has had some unreliable internet service provider providability. Is providability a word?
It is now.
Slowly getting back online. We're going to set the stage of where we were. Viewers and listeners, we appreciate you bearing with us. I got anonymous commentary coming in that we're going to get through from Deep Throat and another person that I trust. Live on I Love CVille as well right now, Judah.
Yeah.
Going live across the board again?
With some exceptions, yes. We should be live on most of our...
Live on LinkedIn again. Viewers and listeners, we apologize for the restart of the show. We are at the mercy of an internet service provider that was extremely rock solid in years past, that has been somewhat inconsistent, not just with us, but with other clients of late. And no, it's not Comcast. Your pastor 100 feet away, less than 100 feet away from the explosion site, your pastor pulled the man who's in the burn unit out of the rubble of the house that was blown up, but what is anticipated to be a gas leak.
Yeah, that's the way it's sounding at this point.
Your pastor sounds like he is fortunate to be alive.
Very fortunate.
By the grace of God is alive.
I said a prayer thanking the Lord for my pastor's life.
Yeah.
And I'll say quite a few more before I see him on Sunday.
By the grace of God, your assistant pastor is alive. Mm-hmm. The local media interviewed a homeowner on Ferndown who said that the explosion was so significant that his windows were blown out, and that the hinges on his front door, the door was blown off the hinges.
Man.
I have spoken with multiple general contractors who watched the show yesterday. They have highlighted the significance of an explosion like this is not cosmetic.
Yeah.
It's foundational.
Yeah. As we saw in the earthquake years ago, where it didn't seem like all that much, especially to someone with history in California or anywhere else that regularly gets earthquakes. But we did have pictures of foundations of brick walls cracked because of the force, and so yeah, definitely.
I got this message this morning that every homeowner should be extremely cautious right now with dealing with their insurance provider or adjuster. Every homeowner on Ferndown should have an attorney work on their behalf, because the damage or the significance of the damage will be not known for some time. And the primary concern with the homes on Ferndown is going to be foundational damage that you can't see with the naked eye, but instead would require some kind of structural engineer to offer a report. And then, once a structural engineer's report is provided, do you negotiate with insurance providers?
Yeah, that's good advice.
Literal advice from a general contractor that watches the program routinely. He is encouraging, and he reached out to me not to solicit people's business, although I've had a handful of general contractors reach out to me to go with the path of, we're here to help. One general contractor is already on Ferndown offering free estimates. There's a fine line with help, and then there's a fine line with
chasing the ambulances.
Being an ambulance chaser. It's a very fine line. But this general contractor, who's about established as it gets in this community, who doesn't need the business, literally texted me and says, I watch the show every day. You need to tell your viewers and listeners that they should not be negotiating with any kind of insurance representation right now. Yeah. That until they get a structural engineer's report and until that report has been vetted or reviewed by their legal counsel, no negotiation should be done. Yeah. Because if you're doing a settlement based on damage above the earth, that is a fraction of the cost. Yeah. This general counsel is alluding that many of these houses near the explosion site are absolute total teardowns and the foundation has to be redone.
Yeah.
I want you to think about that.
Yeah. Sadly, I wouldn't be surprised.
William McChesney says the fire department is the East Rivanna Fire Station next to Glenmore. That's why they were there so quickly. He's right.
Yeah.
I am glad someone that you trust is okay, Judah Wickower.
As am I.
Next headline, what do you got?
Reports are out that 52% of households cannot afford Charlottesville.
You set the stage on this one.
This is a report leaked, not leaked, but this is a report from what's it called? I'm sorry. This is a report from the Strategic Outcome Area Report for Economic Prosperity, which comes out of Charlottesville, and it's showing more than half of households in the city are struggling to afford the cost of living. And citywide initiatives are working to address those struggles, but the numbers, August's report shows that 52.5% of households are not earning enough to afford the cost of living in the city. Of that number, 22.5% of households are below the poverty level, while 30% are considered, and I'd never heard this term before, ALICE stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed. So 30% of this number are considered asset limited, income constrained, and employed. ALICE households make a yearly income that puts them above the poverty level, but it's not high enough to adequately afford the cost of living in the area. The article quotes our good friend Neil Williamson, who talks about financial insecurity, being worried about the day-to-day, being worried about whether you're going to have...
Someone tag Neil Williamson. Someone bring Neil Williamson to the mix. He was watching earlier. Get Neil Williamson back in the mix. DM Neil Williamson. Go ahead.
People worrying about whether they'll have their job in 12 months, much less in 1 month. This isn't a direct quote, but paraphrased in the article. Williamson says the number of households struggling in Charlottesville is surprising, but not unheard of in urban areas, which I guess you could call Charlottesville an urban area. Although when I think urban areas, I tend to think of places like Richmond, D.C., Los Angeles, New York City.
I'm going to get to Deep Throat's comments here in a matter of moments on this report. Keep going. Anything else? Get Neil Williamson in the mix.
The report says that 9,500, almost 9,600 households are surviving but not thriving in Charlottesville.
This one hits close to home. Deep Throat, number one in the family. His photo on screen. Smart guy, super smart guy, super smart guy.
No doubt.
By the way, I read that Charlottesville Opportunity Report, or whatever they call it. Deep Throat says, his words, that's incompetent analysis. It does not screen out student households. That report is worthless. They crow about 4,000 households in poverty, but guess what? 1,500 of these are student households. They are not in poverty. They are just supported by loans, grants, and their parents. And if they were, they aren't CVille City's problems to solve.
Interesting.
Deep Throat also says this. Is this some brainstorm? No. Census Bureau studied this distortion in 2017 and pointed out CVille City of one of the counties where poverty statistics are most distorted. Do the people who do these studies know how to use Google? Do they know how to read? To do addition and subtraction? He is so sick of how stupid city government is. Can they screen for an 85 IQ? It would save a lot of time. The Alice statistics only consider cash income, exclude government benefits. This is meaningless and incompetent. And he also adds Deep Throat, which you can see is passionate about this topic. Let's get back to the poverty number. 4,000 they cite in that report. 1,500 are student households. That leaves 2,500. Of those 2,500, 1,300 live in subsidized houses, 1,360 units. So we are talking about only 1,200 households that are non-student and dealing with market housing costs. Doesn't that look a little different now?
This is why we love having our amazing
100%.
audience.
This is why we like the show.
Yeah.
There's a guy that...
Thank you for parsing that information for us, Deep Throat.
100%.
Truly appreciate your valuable insights.
There it is. He literally says that report cites 4,000, right? 4,000.
I'm not seeing the 4,000 number here, but I'm not looking at the actual report.
1,500 of those 4,000 in the report are UVA student households. That leaves 2,500. Of those 2,500, 1,360 are subsidized households. So we're talking about 1,200 households in Charlottesville City. Makes the report look a lot different. No doubt. He concludes that a high schooler with a free weekend and some competence on Google could provide more legitimate data with that report.
Nice.
I'll still say this. Affordability in Charlottesville City and affordability in Albemarle County is not getting better.
Definitely not.
I'll say this. Affordability in Charlottesville City and affordability in Albemarle County will be worse next year at this time than it is this year at this time.
Most likely.
And I will say this. Affordability in Charlottesville City and affordability in Albemarle County will be considerably worse, as Weldon Cooper predicts the population is going to dramatically uptick over the next generation.
Yeah.
The flip side to everything I just said is we live in a community where people want to live. So if you're able to rope off or circle off or claim your little slice of manifest destiny in Charlottesville and Albemarle County, and you're able to pay for it and you're able to maintain it, then you got something really good.
No doubt.
Because the alternative to something like that is like Petersburg.
Flying till you qualify.
Portsmouth, Petersburg is the alternative. Portions of Newport News, Southwestern Virginia portions is the alternative. Next headline, Judah Wickower. I got a phone call in 15 minutes with a developer that's looking to partner.
Let's see. Tubby's Reno underway, as well as
Conan Owen, Sir Speedy of Central Virginia. Conan Owen, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a logo and you need visibility for it, Conan Owen and Sir Speedy of Central Virginia can help you scale that logo. Stickers, signage, window decal, direct mail, lanyards, passes, badges, pamphlets, trifolds, the step and repeat banner directly behind me. Sir Speedy of Central Virginia, locally owned and operated. Conan Owen. He sent me this information on Tubby's. Before I get to that, Neil Williamson pushes back on Deep Throat. He says, the link to the City Council PowerPoint on economic vitality can be found on a link which he shared in the comment section of my personal Facebook page. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/Jerry Miller Now. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/Jerry Miller Now, where you can find a link to the report that Deep Throat, that Neil Williamson has shared. Neil Williamson and Deep Throat, two extremely intelligent people. 100%. James Watson says, you got to keep in mind, though, some people do love living in the surrounding counties, even though Charlottesville is the center of most in-person jobs and the entertainment district. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
Conan Owen sent me this information via text message. He said they are currently remodeling and renovating Tubby's on East High Street. Renovations underway.
Does he mention anything about what the renovation is for?
He does not. But he does say they are working and remodeling and renovating Tubby's restaurant that closed a handful of weeks ago and was in such dire straits that they had a furniture, fixtures, and equipment live auction for pennies on the dollar on a Saturday in their restaurant. He also sent me a screenshot. The steakhouse that's opening next to Mas Tapas is now called the Jervey. The Jervey. Jervey? Jervey? How do you think you say this word? Jervey. Gervais? I would say Gervais, right?
Jervey? Maybe they meant to spell Jersey.
The Jervey? The Gervais? They have an Instagram post where they show a picture of a grandmother, and then they have this copy, this grandmother. You can follow them on Instagram. The Jervey, Jervey. Mother of 6, grandmother of 8, great-grandmother of 11. Jean Gervais Fraser lived every moment of her 104 years. She was the wife to 2 husbands who fought on the line during World War II, one not returning. She went from beauty pageant queen like Highs to pitching pennies in order to put food on her family's table like Lowe's. She credited her long life to having a great attitude in coffee, lots and lots of coffee. The Gervais invokes Jean's belief that every day can be a good day and that any moment in life can be turned into a good experience. Our Belmont Steakhouse combines modern style with a neighborhood coziness that complements the vibrant surrounding hospitality scene. It's about delicious food, warm conviviality. Thank you. Conviviality. There's an SAT word. And great people. Welcome. The Jervey?
I'm going with the Jervey, but
You're going Jervey? I'll go with you. You're often right on this. I'm going with the Jervey then too. Next to Mas Tapas, I think that was the W.E. Brown at one time. And then they did a post one day ago. We are hiring. Opening is nearly upon us. Most of our core opening staff is in place, but there are a few positions to fill. Chefs, line cooks, servers, bartenders, dishwashers, food runners, back waiters, prep cooks. It sounds like a lot of staff right there. If you're a professional restaurant...
That doesn't sound like a few positions left.
If you're a professional restaurant person looking for a change of scenery, we want to hear from you. The Jervey at gmail.com with a brief intro, and we'll get back to you by the end of the week.
Interesting.
Love it.
Yeah.
Want any small business to do well. Best of luck to a cozy steakhouse in Belmont. Any other things we need to cover on the show?
Let's see. UVA football.
12.5-point favorites against Coastal Carolina. This comment comes in via direct message. This person asked for anonymity. I believe players deserve additional funding, but nearly $30 million for one single year of play. I'm going to do some back-of-the-envelope math. That could endow 50 full rides for in-state students annually into perpetuity. Kind of crazy when you think of how some people are donating money. Same funds could change the lives of 50 students every year in perpetuity, as opposed to 85 football players for 12 or 13 games.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I'm going to respond to that during the show. This was fantastic.
It's great when we...
Seriously, dude.
It's great when we have our priorities pointed out to us.
And then I'm going to give him a heart emoji. Heart emoji. This was fantastic. Seriously, dude. $30 million salary cap for the football team and this roster could have endowed 50 full rides for in-state students in perpetuity, Judah.
Yeah.
Instead, it's going to a football team to play 12 games.
Yeah.
Wild times.
And they didn't even ask for their name on a building.
Was that a joke?
Yeah.
You really know how to deliver a joke.
Thank you.
Office space if you need it. I got somebody coming today at 2:15 that is going to potentially lease some office space from us, anywhere from $350 a month to $3,000, $4,000 a month. All price points in between. Executive office space in Charlottesville, Albemarle County, or Central Virginia. No one has access to more than yours truly. DM me, email me, call me. Matchmaker of executive office space. What we're doing right here. That's the 2 times edition of the I Love CVille show today. And it wasn't our fault, nor was it Judah's fault. And I'm not going to throw shade to the internet service provider that has been a partner in the past. James Watson, Deep Throat response to your comment. He says, James Watson points out something the yes in my backyard activists miss. Not everyone who lives outside the city and works inside are doing so for affordability. Albemarle County is actually more expensive on average. Many people prefer to live in a leafier setting than Charlottesville City. 100%. 100%. All right, that's all she wrote. So long, everybody.